Who doesn't love a good fantasy standalone? Am I right? Let's be real. Sometimes this genre can be a little bit daunting, and finding out that you don't have to commit to a 20-book series can be nice once in a while. So today, let's rapid fire through 12 of my favorite fantasy standalones. Let us begin with one of my favorite books, and a book that I actually think should be required reading, and that is, of course, Blood Over Brighthaven by M.L. Wong. Here, our FMC is the first ever high mage in her city, and she is forced to confront the horrific realities that her home was essentially built on the principles of colonialism, oppression, racism, misogyny, and religious extremism, and that those in power are essentially mass manipulating the public and committing horrendous deeds. Moving on to another favorite of mine, we have A Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson, and this is a Dracula retelling told from the perspective of his first wife in a series of letters that she writes to him after he's been unalived. No, it's not a spoiler, it's how the book starts. Continuing on with S.T. Gibson, we have An Education in Malice, which is actually placed in the same world as A Dowry of Blood, and you guys, this did not disappoint, it is amazing. Now, this is a Carmilla retelling with sapphic vampires, rivals to lovers, a toxic professor, and more, and it is even better than it sounds. Speaking of toxic lesbian vampires, we have Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. This book is astounding, and it follows 3 different women throughout different points in history as they try to fight the confines of the patriarchal society that they are born into and seek the revenge and gain the power in a world where they were given none. The Invisible Life of Addie Laroo, also by V.E. Schwab, is another absolute triumph, and this book also takes place at different points throughout history as we follow our FMC dealing with the consequences of essentially making a deal with the devil for immortality, but the catch is that no one will ever remember who she is. If you loved the lyrical prose and historic romance of Addie Laroo, you should absolutely pick up Our Infinite Fates by Laura Stephen. In this tragically beautiful story, our main characters are fated to be reincarnated and unalive each other for thousands of years throughout history, and yes, it is just as heartbreaking as it sounds. Continuing down the path of emotional trauma, may I suggest Babel by R.F. Kuang. This is another absolute masterpiece where our MMC is an orphan boy from China who is brought to London so that he can train to excel in languages so that he can enroll in Oxford's prestigious language institute. While there, he is forced to face the horrors of England and Oxford's quest for colonialism, and he must decide if he wants to be silently complacent or if he should join the rebellion in the fight against England's imperialistic expansion. Listen, because I have range, my next recommendation is going to be Nocticadia by Carrie Lake. This is a spicy dark academia forbidden professor student with a medical mystery, secret societies, and a stunning gothic atmosphere, and I absolutely ate it up. And if you love that, then you absolutely should read The Exorcism of Fairies by J.L. Vampa, which is another professor student dark academia gothic story that takes place in Ireland, but here there is a mysterious plague that is overtaking the country, but it might not be a plague, it might just be the malevolent fae trying to come over into our realm. Continuing on with another gothic romantasy, we have Fairy Tale by Veronica Lancet. Yes, she is thick, but she is great. This is a historical gothic fantasy romance with horror and paranormal aspects, so yes, there is something for everyone, and here are Orphan FMC journeys to a small town when her father actually leaves her in his will after he's passed away, and let's just say literally nothing is as it seems. Where the Dark Stands Still by A.D. Pornack is one of my favorite YA books of all time, but don't let the YA fool you, this is one of the most heartbreaking books I have ever read. This is based in Polish folklore, and here our FMC makes a bargain with the demon warden of the woods that she will live and work in his sentient house for a year, and then in exchange he will grant her one wish. And finally, a short and sweet favorite, we have The Scattered Bones by Nicole Scarano, and here our FMC is literally traveling across the realm collecting the scattered bones of her husband. What other books would you guys add to this list? Let me know in the comments.